See, there are so many countries in the world, like, in Australia, New Zealand, Canada, US, UK, and Germany, Singapore. So many countries are there. Like, how to choose which is the right country for our higher education in abroad? So, according to me, there are 4 points which are the key points. Based on these 4 points, students are choosing which is the right country to be chosen. One is job opportunity. This is something very, very important. Like, most of the students and the parents who are supporting the higher education in abroad, they want a right job opportunity after their studies in abroad. So that is one key point where if the students and parents are looking into it. And the tuition fees, most of the students and parents are looking for reasonable tuition fees which will support their financial constraint. So that is some important thing where students can choose which is the right country to be choose. And then post-study work visa. This post-study work visa is
Hello.
about the stay back option after their higher education. So based on this post-study work visa option, students can just go there, study, and then try to settle in that particular country itself. That's something is very, very important. And the final point is quality of the education in that particular country, because every country has their own strength and weakness. So based on the quality of the education system over there, we can try to choose which is the right country for them. So before getting into this, I could just like to give you like why particular France is a study destination. I would like to show you a small video which will help you to just to understand, how the education system in France is all about. So the France education system has mandatory paid internship inside their curriculum. It means that without doing internship, they cannot complete the course. So that is something is a special, unique facility what the French government is supporting all the international students. And then post-study work visa. For every Indian student, there are, after the completion of their master's program and the bachelor's, they have 2 years of stay back option. Till a few months back, it was only for the master's program, and now we have recommended the government, even for the bachelor's degree students, they should get 2 years of stay back option after their studies. And the latest technology, all the latest technologies which is doing all the research is happening inside France. Say, for example, when you take biomedical engineering, a university in Lille, University Central Lille, they are doing the research on the magnetic bubble. Through medicine into the magnetic bubble, the medicine will be sent into the body to the magnetic force, and the bubble will burst, and it will try to heal the damage. This is one of the examples where the latest technology, the research which has been supporting to all the international students. And then work-based learning. As I told you in the beginning, it's mandatory paid internship, and it's not only bookish, it's also the work-based learning. Professors from the industry will come to teach in that class, and then student has to go to the industry to look into it. Say, for example, if a student who is studying in institute in Toulouse, institute named IMT Albi, student has to go to Airbus for the industry visit to understand, because not every one will be getting an opportunity to get into the manufacturing facility and assembling unit to understand the reality of the engineering industry. So students from good institutions, they are always getting an opportunity to get into the industry to understand the learnings for that. That's why I have mentioned it's work-based learning. And then part-time job opportunity. Yes, yeah. As per the law, all the international students have 20 hours per week as part-time job opportunity. But the reality down here is not everyone can do the part-time, because the curriculum where they're going to study will be so tight. It is not something like, you'll be so relaxed, you get more time. But when, especially an education in France, will be too completely tight schedule, like where they will not get much time to do their part-time. But still, students are doing their part-time if they get on holiday period, Christmas holiday, summer holidays, those times they are doing their part-time job. But still, as per the law, they have in their passport, they can do their part-time job. And then international exposure. That is something very, very important, because France is known for their education system, because it is not familiar to everyone in the world, is because everyone is thinking that the education system in France is completely based on the French language. But there are 3,500 programs which is fully in English. So now the complete country itself, like they are revamping into the English language program, which is easy to attract the international students. These are the 7 points which I feel like, when France is one of the study destination. Like what is teaching methodology? What France is following? Because teaching methodology is something very very important because every country has their own teaching methodology which has to be followed. So you all will be knowing like the process is input to output process every country. Say for example, if you have your academic documents and if you have your GRE marks and if you have your IELTS score and then if you have all your credentials and then you can apply for the university and you'll be getting an admission letter and then you can apply for your visa. But in France, it's a little different. It's an output input process, not input output process. What is an input output process? Output is something like where students, the industry is in need. So the based on the industry need, the university will recruit students from all over the world. Say for example, like it's something like I mean here in France, like most of the institution, 50% of the board of directors will be from industry. It means based on the industry need, they frame the curriculum over there. They update their syllabus. They update their methodology of education and everything. So everything is in France is based on output input process. Based on the need, based on the industry need, they want to recruit students from all over the world. That's why it's little different from all over the country. And also like here in France, like it's mandatory to attend the interview. Based on the interview only, they'll be giving you an admission. Even if you have very good academic marks, and then even if you have good IELTS, GRE score, everything all put together, but still you have to undergo the interview process because they want to check the motivation. It's only the motivation letter only alone is not going to support us. Even the interview, like they'll be checking like why you want this particular course, in what way this university is important to you, useful to you, this particular course is needed for you, and what's the future goal, how this education is going to support you to reach your future goal. So based on that, the institution wants to recruit students from all over the world. This is an important point, unique point where the French education system is ahead of other countries. And what are the top institutions of France? Like I mean, there are so many institutions in France, but in what way they are ahead of other countries' institution? Let me just give a clear picture. This is the triple accreditation for the business school. This is the maximum accreditation by any business school. There are only 99 business schools in the entire world which is having this triple accreditation. AACSB is the American accreditation, AMBA is the UK accreditation, EPS is the European Union accreditation. This is the maximum accreditation by any business school in the entire world. Say, for example, like in India, there are only two business schools which is having this triple accreditation. That is not IIMA, not IIMB. It is IIM Kolkata and then IIM Indore. These are the only two institutions in India which is having this triple accreditation. In France, there are 14, 15 business schools which is having this triple accreditation. 15 business schools which is having triple accreditation. It means that they are maintaining their standard to have an international recognition, international accreditation. Only to get this AACSB accreditation, it will take 7 years for the processing, for the documentation process alone. It will take 7 long years. So you can understand like how the education system in France is apart from higher when compared to the other countries and other education institutions. And the next thing is these are few institutions which is one of the few of the top institution in France. Say for example, Central Nantes and IMT Atlantic, they are in top 150 QS ranking in the world. So if you just see them, they are at par. If you see HEC Paris, they are the top business school, top 5 business school in the world, and ESCP also in the top 5 business school in the world. They are from France. The origin of them is from France. And if you see ISAE Supero, which is in the first line, the ISAE, they are number one institution in the world for the aeronautic and aerospace. And if you see ENAC, which is in the third line, they are number one for the civil aviation institute in the world. So it means that this few institution where you can find easily, like I mean, how good they are into it. So this is just an example. This is just an example. There's a few institutions which I like to share with you, and there are so many institutions which is in top. And when you just get into the next slide, how to choose a course, that is something very very important. The course selection, So how to choose a course? So as per the my research, we have to choose a course based on the course what you are interested. First thing is. The second thing is about the future stability, and then the research opportunity, and then career change. Say for example, if it is, I'm talking about future stability in the sense which has a huge demand in the future. Say for example, disaster management. As you know, like we are in a situation like where it's a big disaster for the entire economy of the world. So it's a disaster situation. So how to handle such kind of situation if it happens when a cyclone comes in? How to handle the situation? So these are the courses which is need of the now. AI, artificial intelligence, is been picking up the ladder. So we should choose such kind of courses based on the future stability, based on the course what you are interested. And if you are really interested into the research opportunity, choose a course based on those research opportunity. And if you want to change your career, say for example, France is a destination where the career change is possible. Say for example, if it is in Canada, if you change your career from engineering to management immediately, they will not accept just like that. If you want to change your career from management into any other stream, they will not change your they will not accept you as an career oriented student. But in France, they give opportunity to every student to choose their career. And say for example, this engineering student who is not interested in engineering after 4 years of his education here, and if he wants to choose his career into anything else, say for example, even if you want to get into fashion, even if you want to get into photography, we have to give a proper motivation letter, and also in the interview we have to prove that yes, this particular course is so interesting, because you should give your why you are choosing this particular course. When you can able to give them the right motivation to the faculty, and if they feel that you are a motivated student, and they'll give you an admission letter. It is not something like most of the countries also, like if it is, if the students have done their masters here, the second masters most of the countries are not allowing it. But here in India, whoever has done their masters, they can go to France to do their post masters course, the second masters, which will be only for 1 year. And in that 1 year, the study will be only for 6 months, and the next 6 months will be into the internship. Internship will be a paid internship. As per the French law, it should be 650 euros per month. But students are even getting 1,200 to 1,500 euros during their internship, based on the performance of the interview. So career change, whoever wants to change their career, France is one of the right destination where they can choose as per their choice. But the only thing they should keep in their mind is they should have strong motivation for the particular subject. This is how we have to choose which is the right option. And let's go to the next generation courses. What kind of courses France is offering? So that I'll just give you a few examples, so which will give you an idea like how the French education system works out. Say for example, like when I'm talking about just take everyone is a program, is a degree, is a master's program, energetic and propulsion, aerodynamics and ocean engineering, which is going to be in an high demanding course. There are you will be knowing about windmill, wind turbine. So there are two types. One is onshore, one is offshore. And an institute in France, which is Central Nantes, they have developed a floating windmill in collaboration with the industry. So whatever they do in France, they work along with the industry. We have developed a floating windmill, and in 2018 end, they started generating power from that floating wind turbine. So this is what the research is all about. So aerodynamics and ocean engineering, advanced robotics, they are working more into the autonomous robots and the computational mechanics, industrial engineering, IoT, which is an important part. We all know that about aeronautical engineering, but if you just see in France, they are not only aeronautical engineering, they go more specific into the aeronautic. If you see aeronautical and aerospace turbulence, aerospace material and innovation, like materials in the aerospace industry, these are something which is very advanced level of courses. And then advanced pharmaceutical engineering, where chemical engineering students has a huge demand, and BPharm students has a huge demand over there. And then biomass engineering. As of today, biomass energy needs very important attention, because we have so much of waste in our land. How to reuse the waste and to generate energy out of that? So chemical engineering for them, biomass energy is something very, very important. And as I told you in the beginning, biomedical engineering, they are working more. Actually, most of the professors in biomedical engineering, they are expecting mechanical student to come and study in biomedical engineering, because they are doing a lot of research with the metals in the health sector. So a doctor is not a complete doctor without the support of an engineer. Those things, all the equipments, all the nano parts, nano development, everything has been developed by engineers, which biomedical engineering students can understand more about it. And then transportation and robotics, and then agro food chain. This is something very, very important, which need of the hour is agriculture. I mean, we all have created an information that the next world war will be for oil, but the reality is the next war will be for food and water. So food is something which is very, very important, and France is giving more importance for their agro food science courses. And then green chemistry for agriculture. As I told you in the beginning, disaster management, which is need of the motorsports and aerospace, air operation engineering. And then if you just get into the management part, engineering management, international management, supply chain, lean operation, procurement, sports management, fashion, luxury, financial investment, photography, arts and design, wine management, project management. We have so much of variety of courses, which will be really helpful for our students. So this is something which is need of the our and few example out of it. And then if you just go to the these are few companies which are have their destination here in India. There are around 1,500 French companies who have already have their base here in India. If we just see, most of the companies are from France. Airbus origin is Toulouse, which is hub of European Union aerospace industry, which is located in France. So Renault, so you'll be knowing about it. Saint Gobain, uh, Michelin tires, BNP Paribas, Valeo, Thales Group, Louis Vuitton, the best fashion luxury product, Louis Vuitton, Alstom, Capgemini. Capgemini is a company like where they recruit most number of Indian students all over the world. So this is something which is important. And then Total is the fuel company, which is a French company. Apart from that, we have so many French companies here in India. Dassault Aviation, where the Rafale jets is being manufactured. So they've been having a huge support with all this information. This is how the French education system works. Accor hotels. There are so many companies who are already having their base here in India. So this is something which we have to understand, and we have to see how big this French education system is going to support the students, and what are the advantages when compared to other students if you go to study in France. Again, recapping with all the points down here. If you just see, its high quality of education is there, affordable tuition fees. It is not so high tuition fees as it is in Australia or as it is in US or as in other countries, but the tuition fees is very affordable, and there are a lot of scholarships which has been offered. And all the students who are completing their master's program, they get 2 years of stay back option and 4 to 6 months of paid internship, which is mandatory, which is inside the curriculum. So even for that internship, they'll be paid by the company as per the law of French government. So part-time options are available. And then one more important part is, to all the international students, French government is supporting 40 percentage subsidy in the accommodation. Say for example, if a student who is going to pay 400 euros to the landlord over there in France, the student will get 150 to 160 euros to the bank account over there, which can save a lot of money for the students, and they can use this 150 euros for the food and other travel thing, where they can minimize the expenses. And we have university scholarships, and we have French government scholarships, and we also have industry scholarships. Industry scholarships in the sense, industry wants to recruit people, so to recruit them, they will start looking into the right skilled brain from the beginning onwards. So this is how the industry scholarships works for all the Indian students. So the next thing what I could say is, like, I'll just show you few pictures of our Indian students who are there, and who have been very successful, and few students have got their jobs. It's not only students who are getting job only inside France, they are even getting job all over the world. Students who are studying in France are getting jobs in Luxembourg. Recently one of our students have got a job from Amazon Luxembourg. in the headquarters with an annual salary package of 50,000 euros. And he was just saying that if I have 6 years of work experience, he could have wished for 75,000 euros per annum as a salary package. This is just an example how the opportunities are there. It's an untapped market. Also, like if you just see in France, not every institution will have all the courses. In India, like if one college is there, they will have all the courses. Say for example, like engineer, computer science, mechanical, ECE, and then civil, chemical. But over there, based on if they are specialized on certain area, they will have only specialized courses. Say for example, the school of based in computer science, they will have only computer related master's program. They will not have any other program. Also, if you just see, they will not run the same courses in the next institution. If an institution is working on the aeronautical field, one institution will be working on the aerospace material, one institution will be working on the aerospace turbulence. Similarly, every institution will have a unique courses which is not a which will be very competitive for the industrial world. So this is something which will be really helpful for the students. So that's it. So I think I just taken the right time of 40 minutes to just have our presentation, and I will wait for the questions so that I can able to answer all your queries. I think that's it. I think I'm not finding any more questions. If you have any other questions, you can just let me know. I'll share you my mail ID, which will help you to just clarify a few more doubts.